Avoidants see vulnerability as a weakness, but they're also terrified of it. Now, why is that? So, avoidants grew up in a household where expressing your emotions was unacceptable behavior. Their caregivers reinforced this idea that emotions, vulnerability are a weakness, and instead of expressing them and sharing them in a healthy way, they need to be buried. So their caregivers may have given the essentials of care, such as food, shelter, education, protection, but they didn't provide those emotional bonds that a child really needs to develop. So the avoidant had very emotionally distant caregivers in their upbringing, so they never really learned to express their emotions in a healthy way because they didn't have a safe environment to do so, and it's almost like a foreign language to them. But they very much still feel those emotions. They have those emotions, positive emotions, negative emotions. They still have them. They bury them away because to express your emotions is to be vulnerable, and again they see that as a weakness. And also to express your needs in a relationship, which they have trouble with. Okay, expressing your needs in a relationship is a form of expressing your emotions because your needs are tied to your emotions. Now think about this. To express your needs in a relationship, right, to express your emotions, to express maybe something that hurt you, you open yourself up to all kinds of pushback. You open yourself up to criticism, to invalidation, to ridicule, to belittling, to being made fun of. And this terrifies avoidance, okay? It terrifies both fearful avoidance and dismissive avoidance. Now, the anxious preoccupied, their problem is they're too vulnerable. So they fear pushback as well, but it's not really at the forefront of their mind as it is with an avoidant. But that's why it's so hard for an avoidant to be vulnerable, and because it terrifies them. The possibility of this pushback, this abandonment, this ridicule, being seen as weak and feeling weak, right? It makes them feel weak to be vulnerable, and that terrifies them. Now, of course, with a secure person, they know how to express their needs and their emotions in a healthy way, and they know that if they receive any negative pushback from their partner, then that partner is not right for them. Okay, and they know their boundaries, so they don't really fear pushback, right? A secure person. Now, I came across this question earlier asking why avoidants are okay being vulnerable early in the relationship during the honeymoon phase. And that's a good question. During the honeymoon phase, the avoidant seems all kinds of vulnerable, right? So here's what's going on, okay? Here's the thing. Now, at the beginning of the relationship, the avoidant knows very little about you, okay? There's all kinds of unknowns about you. So what do? They fill in those unknowns with their imagination, right? And they idealize you as this perfect partner with no flaws, not a single flaw, and they're not close enough to you yet for any of their fears to be triggered. So they're much more comfortable expressing themselves, and it's mostly positive emotions because this is the honeymoon phase. So their fears aren't being triggered. They feel like they're with the perfect partner that they've idealized, and it's something, this emotional expression, it's something they never experienced in their childhood, so it's all brand new and refreshing to them. But it's when they start getting too close to you, that they see more of you, they start to realize that you're actually not this perfect partner. You're actually human, right? And you have flaws and mistakes just like everyone else. And those unknowns from Honeymoon Avenue are no longer unknowns, and the avoidant can't just fill them in with their imagination anymore. The relationship is getting too real for them, okay? And that doesn't sit with the avoidant. This is where they start to pull away, right? This is when the avoidant realizes, and this is mostly subconscious, but the avoidant realizes, they kind of realize, hey, what happened? What happened to the perfect partner that I idealized in my imagination? No, you're not that perfect partner. No, you're human. You have flaws and mistakes. And now you're getting too close to me. No, this doesn't work for me. So I'm going to pull away now. I don't want to be vulnerable. And I don't want to give you a chance to abandon me. So I'm going to pull away now. Now, again, this is subconscious, right? The avoidant isn't actually saying these words in their head. But this is what they're feeling, right? This is how their emotions are processing once they start getting too close and that relationship starts getting too real. So, yes, the avoidant can be vulnerable early on in the relationship because of that idealization, because there's no close emotional connections yet, and they feel that they're at a safe emotional distance. Now, avoidants are not bad people, okay? I don't agree with their behavior. I am not giving them a free pass, but their behavior is unintentional. It comes from a place of self-protection because they fear vulnerability for the reasons that we just discussed, okay? They're insecure and they have inner work to do. The anxious preoccupied is insecure and they have inner work to do. The avoidant needs to learn to be more vulnerable. The anxious preoccupied needs to become less vulnerable until they can both find a balance of healthy vulnerability that comes with a secure attachment style. I hope I brought some good into your life today. If so, please like and subscribe, and please continue to share your stories and your thoughts and your experiences in the comments section. Let's get the discussion going. The discussions have been great. And if you think this video might help somebody, please share it with them. And until next time, you take care. I'll see you in the next.